We are live with H2K Titan right here, everybody. And I'm just going to start out with saying, stay to the end if you want to ask questions. I will be glancing at the chat. I will not be engaging with the chat. So, Titan, nice to have you here, dude.
Oh, nice to be here, dude.
Yeah. For those, do you want to like kind of, I don't know, mention who you are? Just like maybe a couple sentences, whatever you want.
I'm H2K Titan. I don't know if I can fully consider myself like an actual full-time content creator, but I do it full-time. Like I'm getting to the point where I can almost say I'm a full-time streamer with the amount of like peeps I have. So pretty cool.
How long have you been? How long have you been streaming full time?
Let me see. I've been streaming. Well, let me see. I started YouTube about a year ago, right? And then about 3 months after I started YouTube, people wanted me to switch over to like Twitch and do live streaming. So I tried that out and I really, really liked it. And then the whole time while I was streaming over on Twitch, my YouTube channel kept growing and growing and growing. And I just got to the point where it was like, I think I want to switch back to YouTube. And then I think that's when you and I had a conversation. You were like, you should really try to switch over to YouTube. And I'm like, actually, I'll try it once. Then I tried it once, and then I saw like the first stream I ever did on YouTube, I had like 60 peeps. So I'm like, maybe YouTube is the way. And then slowly and slowly, I've been uploading 2 to 4 videos a day, and been seeing nonstop growth ever since.
Man, that's a journey because I remember it really seems like yesterday we were having that first conversation. What was it, November, October? And I remember you had something like 3.5K subscribers on YouTube. We had the conversation, and we had all our numbers up on the screen. I was looking at yours, you probably looking at mine, and it just looked at, and I was like, wait a minute, this guy is way cooler than me on YouTube. Like, this is where this guy belongs. And dude, and since then, where are you now? Aren't you creeping up towards like 8,000 subscribers in a matter of a few months?
Let me see. When the new year started, so January 1st, I was at 4,502. And right now I'm sitting at 7,910. So
That's impressive.
In about a month and a week, I've got about that far.
So I've never felt that before. I've had, for a lot of people probably know this out there, but you know, I've had several old channels. Some of my Discord members, they'll pull up some old videos and stuff, and they'll try to make fun of me, you know, troll me a little bit. But I have never felt any success on YouTube before. Even with all those channels, I think at most, maybe one of my videos had 3,000 views over the span of a 10-year period. And I watch a creator like you put a lot of effort into it, the thumbnails and everything like that. And I think the payoff is real because I've never done that. Like I've never sank my teeth into something until, you know, a year ago, much like you, fairly new at this too. What do you think's driving your success over there?
Honestly, it's just like I have a vision in my mind, and that's just like YouTube just calls to me. I've done a lot of stuff. Of course, you know, I was in the army. I was an actor. I did professional ballet for about 3 years. I was a ghost tour guide. I worked in marketing, and then all of that stuff just kind of seemed like nonchalant. It's like I just want to get to what I want to do next, and I was just like, I started off with YouTube, and it was while I was going to college for culinary arts because I was going to try out being a chef. And then when I started, like it started slow. Like I'd wait like a week and I'd get like 2 or 3 subscribers, and then another week would pass, I'd get 8 more. And that just got to the point where I was getting more and more and more. And then I just got to the point where it was like, okay, this is like what I want to do, and this is what I need to do because it's the only thing that like I never really get tired of.
Do you think do you think your ADHD helps you?
What do you mean ADHD?
Dude, you sound like you do so many things. Like I have like a ridiculous path of like when I was a kid, from selling things to running multiple businesses. I've done art for people. I've done websites. I've been in the Air Force. I did a multitude of occupations, and I did not realize I had ADHD until I was in my 30s. Because everybody would say, "Oh, you know how to do that? Yeah, I can work on a car. You want me to pull an engine and rebuild it? I can do it." I was a licensed hairdresser when I was 16 years old. I got licensed in the state of Connecticut. Like I, I don't. Maybe you don't know this. Maybe we're diagnosing this live live on Twitch.
Oh, we definitely could be, but I get what you're saying. It's just like it might be ADHD, but I also get bored really, really quick.
Yeah. Do you get
Because
addicted to
like,
things?
um, not really. Like the only thing like I'm really addicted to is just like creating content, gaming, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But the thing that like really like I'm hooked on is just like entertaining people, all of the positive feedback, even some of the negative comments. Like even though they're negative, they still make me laugh because it's like, man, it's like I'm starting to get to the point where no matter what I do, even if I do everything like 90% right, 100% right, there's still going to be people that have that negative opinion.
Yeah. I think no matter what, I mean, you're always going to have that, right? And to those people, they used to bother me. I don't know. Maybe has streaming helped you as far as like building a thicker skin? I mean, I already came into this with a pretty thick skin, but like I get so many people that come in and they challenge that every single day, and I imagine you do too.
Like the amount of negativity that I see is actually really, really small.
Really?
Like, for instance, this morning I streamed for 3 hours and 10 minutes, and for that entire time, I had like 2,000 or like between 1,500 to 2,000 people swing through. Not at the same time, of course, but during that time, I think out of all those people, I had one person that said I was absolutely terrible at streaming, and I should stop.
I mean, that's actually not that bad. I mean, they were probably thinking like they were doing you a favor, trying to help you out, give you a little advice. I get that once in a while too, but for the most part, it is mostly positive. I found this community to be very welcoming. Me and you, we play similar games. You play some more extreme games than I do, like Call of Duty. I can't step to it, but we do balloons, and I find the only time I ever find that to be challenging is when there's a young fella that comes in and he's really hell bent on playing a game with the streamer, and he'll do and say a lot of things to make that happen, even if it gets himself banned. But I mean, that's what, 1 in 1,000 maybe. So overall, I think we stream in some pretty good communities.
Oh yeah, like the balloons community is absolutely insane. Like everybody's so nice, everybody's so welcoming. The only people that are a little bit more like strict are like the more hardcore balloons, and it's like you need to do this, and this, and this, and it's like I don't want to do this, and this. I want to do this and this
Those are
because it's more fun.
Yeah, those are like the originalists there. They want it this way and only this way. Dude, it's been a journey. I've been playing balloons for about a year now, and I think I'm done, dude. I think I have you gotten to a point with the game that you're like, whether it's streaming or in, just on the side. Like, have you ever gotten to a point where you're just like, you know what, I want to take a break. I'm done with the content.
Well, the thing is like there's plenty of different games out there that I could play, but when it comes to balloons, it's like the game never ends. At
That's true.
least for me, because like I'll be laying in my bed at night, and I actually just started to have a book next to my bed because every time I'm laying down, like I always have great ideas that I need to do. So it's like last night I was laying in my bed and I had like 20 different ideas that I wanted to do. And it was actually to the point where I physically could not go to sleep because I wanted this idea. I thought it was a banger. So I got up out of bed. I went to my computer and I recorded exactly what I wanted to do. And it's like the new series that I just started with all the shorts.
Yeah.
So it was like it didn't take me too long. I think it took me about 40 minutes to get the entire thing recorded, then put out to you guys.
I
And
oh, sorry,
I
go
really
ahead.
enjoyed it.
I used to do the same thing actually. I I would spring out of bed at 2 a.m. with this like brilliant idea for a website. Even though I had work at 6 a.m., I would go to my computer and literally like build out like the framework of a website and go to work with 2 hours, 2 hours left to sleep. Um, there's a lot of that, man. So I can remember the day that I realized, and I'm not saying that you haven't, but I'm saying creators tend to be a little bit all over the place. That's what makes them creative. They want to try a lot of new things. They're excited about different projects. So I always view my ADHD as a superpower. And I remember I was standing in line at the Navy Federal Credit Union on Osan Air Base, South Korea. I think it was right around 2013, and I was in line, and they had CNN playing on the side, and they had the it was the chief editor of Gawker at the time. I believe it was Gawker. I don't know. Aside from the bad stuff of Gawker themselves being shut down, being sued out of existence, the CEO had a candid conversation. He said, I view my ADHD as what got me here because I'm able to do more things than the normal person. Because the normal person, like I can remember everybody I worked with, they would literally go home at the end of their shift, get drunk, play Xbox, and then wake up in the morning and go back to work. And just, it was on repeat. There was never like
Mhm.
advancement, self improvement. There was just none of that. So it's rare to find somebody like you, and that's probably why you chose to do the path that you did, and you didn't like because you didn't retire from the military, right?
Oh no, I only did 6 years.
So I really wanted to get out at 4 or 6. So I do envy you a little bit because you're taking matters in your own hand. Where I took the easy way, I just stayed in the military and got paid, did my 20 years and left. Um, so it's kind of cool. I love seeing the path of people like yourself. It's very interesting. You're on the East Coast. You're just a
Yep.
few hours from me. Are you from or originally? Did you like leave for the army and then come back to the same spot, or are you somewhere new?
I grew up in Michigan, and then when I was 17, I joined or enlisted in the army as military police.
That's interesting. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I loved a majority of it. The only reason I got out was because of politics.
Okay, that's fair.
Like people getting promoted before me because they knew more people and they were a little bit more social. So it was like I had the highest PT score in the entire brigade. That was actually one of these stipulations I had to have in order to do what I was doing, working like with the brigade
Yep.
commander. Like they required me to have the highest PT score because that's what it was.
How
Uh, yes.
I was gonna say, how nervous were you to get out? Because
Uh,
at 6 years, maybe I don't know if you have like full dependence and family and all that around you or anything like that, but I'd imagine you were probably maybe a little nervous.
oh yeah, I was like really, really nervous because like when you leave the military in general, you basically make a stop at the out processing center. You sign a piece of paper and they say, "Have a good day."
Right.
And that's it. Like as soon as I signed that piece of paper, they said, "Thank you for your service." It was like I hit the main drive out of Fort Polk, and as soon as I left, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
Fort Polk.
Like
Holy crap. I was on
Like
Fort
the
Polk when I was 11, by the way. 11.
I hated it there.
Yeah.
But I remember it was like I think it was like 4 or 5 o'clock at night when I signed the papers. And I'm like, it's like 4 or 5 o'clock at night. Like either I drive to Michigan back home or I call up a friend and be like, yo, can I crash on your couch? Because like I didn't want to stay in a motel because like I still had friends there and stuff. And but at the same time, like I just wanted to like get home to get on to the next part of my life. So I crashed on my buddy's couch for like one day. I woke up at like 6 o'clock and I'm like, it's Thursday. I should be in morning formation. It's like, what do I do? But it was kind of realistic and it was like super, super scary at first. But once I got through everything, it was like I didn't even go back to post to say hi to anybody or anything like that. I was just like I woke up the next day. I said, "All right, dude, it's been fun. I'll see you probably ever." But I drove straight for 24 hours all the way back up to Michigan, and then like at that point, I pretty much chilled out for like a solid 3 months and didn't do anything because I had a bunch of money saved up from the army, and I was pretty much good to go.
Man.
So once I finished that, it was like, all right, I need to like try to do some sort of job. So I ended up working at a moving company that my stepbrother worked at because it was like just to try and do something other than like chilling out, working out, and just playing games. So I started to work there for a little bit, and I was just like, it sucks. It was like the person in charge of me was like embezzling cash. I'm like, man, are you
That's not
serious?
good.
This is exactly what the outside world is like. So I quit there. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to college. So where I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? Because the army's going to be paying for me to go to college, I might as well take as big advantage of it as I possibly could.
Yeah.
So I pursued 4 different degrees at the same exact time. So I was studying kinesiology, which is muscular science, nutritional science, and it was nutritional science. And then on top of that, I was taking like for my first semester, I was taking like a fun class, which was acting. And then,
If I may,
man, yep,
just
I can literally talk like for not nonstop about it.
oh
But
no, don't
yeah.
worry. That's what makes you interesting, right? That's what brings people to your streams. You mentioned acting, and I know at the beginning you said you were an actor. What kind of acting? Like I'm actually curious because I don't think we talked about this during our previous conversations.
So live stage. So say you were to go to a theater, you see the people on stage and like full makeup and all these costumes. That's what I did.
That's pretty awesome, man. I've never done anything like that.
It was a lot of fun. Like performing in front of like they weren't like massive theaters or anything crazy like that, but performing in front of like 200, 300 was awesome. Like because if you ever did like something that was funny, you would just hear laughter, and if you did something that was sad, you would hear like sighs. If you did something that was like really sad, you would hear a couple of sniffles. It was like it was really, really cool to like I don't want to say like have control over people, but like kind of be able to portray something so well that you can emotionally manipulate someone to where they're feeling something that isn't real.
Yeah, I've been to some pretty good shows that have really brought me in. I can agree with you, but what made you like to be honest, that sounds like such like an amazing spot to be in, right? It's your show, you're the center of attention. Like you just said, you're pulling emotions and you're feeling it from the crowd. Why do you leave that? Like
Uh,
that's almost like a pinnacle in my eye, you know, in here at least.
because when it comes down to it, like Um, well, I'm kind of like being two-faced here because the reason why I stepped away from it is because like there's not lot of money in theater when you're starting off.
Yeah.
Like you can go for like 1, 3, 5 years, not even see a single dime.
Yeah, I guess that doesn't
Oh,
put food in the belly, right?
yeah, and then at the same time, like I lived an hour and a half away from my college, so I was going to school 7 days a week. So I would drive an hour and a half to school, and then when school ended, I would drive an hour and a half back.
Dude,
And
that's some
then
serious
that's
driving.
yeah. So I would spend all day at college because then you would have rehearsals, you'd have like tech and lighting and all that stuff. So you need to show up to those, and then like it was a lot.
Do you
I
do you have an end goal here? Like what do you
uh
ultimately want to be? Just curious. I
like
don't know. It's a big question.
like I just want to be someone that people wake up to and like I put a smile on their face.
So
Like if even one person can like open up a videos that I do and it makes their day brighter, better, happier, then my job is fulfilled. Like I feel really, really good about that.
so how long do you see yourself being a content creator?
Probably until I'm put into a casket.
Really?
For real.
We're gonna
Yeah.
see you in your 70s and 80s over here with a microphone. Hey guys, welcome to another stream.
Well, I might not be doing like FPS games unless like there's some sort of robot that I can like put my eyeballs in my hands so I can like keep up with all these kids when I'm older.
They say that what gamers peak at like right around 18 to 20 as far as reflex eye hand coordination for FPS games. Do you feel like the slowdown? Because I can tell you at 42, dude, I could barely shoot anything on screen.
Like people say that your reflexes slow down, you get worse at FPS games, but if you look at like diehard gamers like Shroud and other like pro gamers, it's like they're not young guys and they're still out there absolutely destroying.
No,
Like I
that's
think
true.
Tim
Yeah, that's true.
like I think Tim the Tatman's like a little bit older than me, and while he's not like the best, like he's still not bad.
You know, that's an interesting thought I just had when you mentioned Tim Tatman. Um, do you watch a lot of streams like on your I don't have a lot of time either. I'm sure you don't. But do you watch streams other than, like yourself or whatever?
I don't watch too many streams, but I watch a lot of YouTube. So I'll watch other content creators to kind of like try to break down what they're doing and what's working. So whenever editing or if I just get done recording and I'm responding to comments or if I'm doing homework, like I'll have a YouTube video up and I'll like try to figure out what these guys are doing differently that I could like translate to my channel to kind of make it go better.
So you're kind of always doing homework.
Yeah. So I'm always like doing research. Like even though I'm like playing games or other stuff, I'm always like looking for ways to improve my content because it being a content creator or being an aspiring content creator, if you just like find something that you like to do and you kind of like get put into a nest and you feel safe inside your nest and you never want to branch out, then you're not going to grow because it's all about taking risks, see what works, see what doesn't work, building a community around you, become the person that people look up to, and then just like trying to become a better version of yourself than you were yesterday.
So you don't watch any streamers just casually. Like I watch like Hassan Abi, for example, just casual in the background because I like politics and just chatting and stuff like that. You don't have like, or maybe the better question is, do you have any specific streamers that give you inspiration?
Let me see. So, of course, I'll stop by your stream to say hi and stuff like that. But when it
I
comes
appreciate
to
it.
streamers, the main streamers that I don't watch a lot, but I'll actually enjoy watching and stuff like that is Pestily, who's an Escape from Tarkov streamer. He's actually what I aspire to kind of like the point that I would like to get to within the next couple of years
He's
because
epic, dude. He had 250,000 concurrent viewers just a few weeks ago.
well, it's not the viewers, but it's more like what he's doing with his channel. Like his channel is um he has a charity that's in Australia called the Starlight Foundation, and all of the cash donations that he gets, he just puts it right towards that charity foundation, and he lives off of his subscribers and like bit donations and all that other stuff.
Wow, I did not actually know that about him. I actually am subscribed, but I have yet to watch a video of his or a stream of his. I think I might have one night when he had the big numbers because I was like, who is this guy? I want to know more. Like he had more viewers than like well anybody on Twitch at the time. So he's big into the charity. That probably drove a lot of it.
That might be, but besides that, he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude to watch. But like, I want to take like the ideas that Pestley has for his channel, and then I also want to add a little bit of Dr. Lupo in there because
Okay.
I like how Dr. Lupo's really easy going. He's fun to watch. He's not too serious, but he's a really nice guy too. And then just maybe add a little bit of a sprinkle of Tim the Man on top because like he's just super energetic and people enjoy to watch him. Like I people can poke fun at him and they know that he's not going to get upset because he's just a really, really chill dude.
That's important, man. I didn't realize how important positivity is. But then again, I have my doubts as well. And I'll okay, so I watch channels like Hassan Abi. I don't know if you've ever seen his channel. He's like one of the largest politics, left leaning politics. I'm not ashamed of my views, but this guy has almost like 60,000 subscribers. He's always got 30, 40, 50, 100,000 people watching him. He plays, he was huge with Rust, playing with like Pokemon and who else? Myth and a lot of those guys. And he's pretty mean to his audience. I have never like seen a streamer basically constantly yell at his audience and basically tell them to shut up, get out of here, you got brain rot. And then on the flip side, like I know you always try to keep yours very positive. Actually, most people that I know have extremely positive like outlooks. Sometimes I wonder, man, does it pay off to be mean once in a while? Like I had okay, so I'm gonna tell you a little something. I'll tell you a little secret. When I first started streaming on Twitch, sometimes I would purposely go out of my way to to cause drama in my channel, like ruffle somebody's feathers up a little bit, just to kind of like put some excitement into the channel. Some people would think I'd be really upset. We'd come back the next day and it was like it never happened. I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes maybe positivity isn't the only thing that drives it. Do you ever wonder? It's probably just
Oh
me.
yeah, like I wonder it all the time. Like I have an idea for a video that is like loaded, it's ready to go. I and at any point in time I could drop it, but I'm just like stopping myself from pulling the trigger because if I drop it, it's going to cause a lot of drama. A lot of drama. So what it is like ranking all of the Bloons Tower Defense 6 YouTubers. And I know if I drop it, I'm going to have so much like drama or focus towards me. And it's like, I don't know if I want to do it because I do it, then it could be both positive, and it could also be very negative at the same time, depending on how people want to take it. Because, like, if people want to take it the way that I want to portray it, then I wouldn't worry. But I also look at it from like a third person perspective, where it's like if somebody looks at like this guy's just like here dissing these YouTubers, and it's like that could be like some really bad backlash that I wouldn't want to happen.
Man, I know you said you were a marketing guy one time, and I'm big into marketing. Like, I love looking at numbers. I love like analyzing, like when somebody gives me like their social blade or whatever. Like, I just go through. I'm like, I'm ready. Let's do this. And I don't know. It's just it's tough to see what works, and I just feel like just when I get out the pitchforks or I do something really fun or I have a good clip, I feel like it does a little bit better than just I don't know. I think there's a fine balance, the five spices of streaming.
Mm.
Positivity up top with a few little layers of ruffling some feathers. Once in a while you got to ban somebody. Maybe it's not for a good cause, but it drives a little drama. People want to tune in tomorrow, see what kind of crazy stuff you're going to do. I'm kidding about the banning. I'm not going to ban anybody. But I don't know. I think I've banned about 10 people.
I think I've
So
only banned one.
yeah, I I really don't ban a whole lot. Do you? Are you like tough to work with?
What, like to ban people?
No, I just mean like does it take a lot to get banned in your channel? Are you a pretty
Oh
forgiving
yeah.
guy? Do you give second
Like
chances?
I would give second chances, but I'm the type of person that you could say whatever you want about me, because at the end of the day, it's like one, it's the internet. You never take any of the bad stuff. You only take the good stuff, because the people who say the bad stuff are usually jealous. I have a sneaky suspicion that there's a couple of smaller YouTubers that'll like pop on my videos and just dislike them because they're kind of jealous, because they know that I'm not the best at balloons, but here's this guy who's not very good at balloons, or he's decent at balloons, and he's out here putting out all this content, and I'm out here putting out the same content. But at the end of the day, it's like you don't need to be good at balloons to put out content.
Oh,
You just need
perfect
to put
example.
effort.
Yeah, I'm like the poster boy of that. Like, I have considered doing tutorial videos on YouTube, but I feel like most people would feel like I'm trolling because I'm so bad at it. Like, people would watch all the comments would be like, "This guy needs to get off of YouTube," you know. I'm not
It's
I'm not very good at balloons itself, but sometimes I've thought about doing like those videos on purpose.
yeah, it's never a bad idea to not or try it. Who cares if I think the two biggest people that are doing actual guides for Balloons Tower Defense 6, as far as like chimps and like other guides like that, are Balloon, myself, and KK Gaming. I think those are the three biggest YouTubers that are actually putting out like guides
Yeah.
for like different modes.
How long does it take you to put a guide together on average? Obviously I know each challenge is different. Do you spend a whole lot of time, or is this something that you just try to plow right through and go, or are you very meticulous? I get the numbers right, getting like the timing just right, in your videos and all that.
It really depends. Like, if it's a chimps that I've already done, it takes me about maybe 22 minutes to record it, depending if I get the entire like all of my audio correct. I don't stutter too much. I don't like say anything I don't want to say. I don't like backtrack on what I say. So as long as I get everything perfect the first time go, I can usually get the recording done in about 20 minutes. And then now I'm to the point with editing to where I can edit down a full length guide in about 20 minutes to half an hour tops.
That's not bad, dude. It takes me hours. Like I struggle, man. I just, and I'm at the point in my life where I just don't give a shit to go and learn how to do it. Like I'm at the point now where I'm just like, I'm just gonna hire somebody. I'm just gonna find somebody. I'll give them a few $100 to make me videos all month, and be done with it. I just don't know
Yeah.
how you find the time, I guess.
Well, when I started, right, I wasn't doing it in like 23 minutes, an hour. The first video that I ever recorded took me about 10 to 12 hours to get everything done because I had no idea what I was doing. And I was just working with really, really basic stuff. Like now I'm upgrading to better software. I'm actually trying to teach myself how to use Premiere to get that little like increase in quality on my stuff. And then I'm doing more and more and more by adding little like tidbits, like doing the shorts, which is giving me experience in like adding like different sound effects, working with fading, lighting. So it's like when I think about it, it's crazy, like where I was a year ago. Because if you look at my very first 10 videos that I ever put out, you're gonna see like very, very silly thumbnails with like basic text. The first video that I ever put out is actually a picture of the home screen, so no thumbnail whatsoever. And now it's like I have like all these intricate designs. I have some thumbnails that I put like 20 to 40 images into the thumbnail itself to give it the look that I want. Not all of them, but some of them.
You actually have really nice thumbnails. That's something that I was blown away by when I first saw your channel. I remember, like, I'm a graphic designer for some reason. I just cannot, for the life of me, get out of my own way. But for you, I think you got it down pat. You have a good style. You know exactly how to kind of drive the eyeballs to them. Did you do anything like? How long did it take you to kind of find your style?
Well, I'm always developing it. Like, if you look over the past year, you're gonna see like the style of my thumbnails constantly change. Like right now, the style that I'm going with is like I'll put like text on the screen with my little black tag diagonal across the screen, so it pictures like the map that I'm playing on in the background. Then I'll have like an image depending on what I'm doing. Like if I'm doing a showcase, I'll have like a burst effect. And I'll showcase like a tower that I used in the strategy or all of that other fun stuff. I'm playing on modded. I'll add a little bit like I'll make it a little bit more futuristic with like circuits in the background. So there's a lot of stuff that I think about while doing it. But it's like I've been like it doesn't take me long to think about it. Like I'll just like look at what I did and then I'll go through probably like 400, 500 different images and I'll be like, this speaks to me, this speaks to me, this speaks to me, this is good.
That's serious right there. That's a lot of images to really cruise through. Maybe I got to build my
Well,
library.
not every single time,
No,
because
no,
like
I'm sure you kind of
sometimes
like
I
have
am.
like a feeling like I want this, this,
Mm,
this, this.
mm.
That's not bad. Like there's so many ways you can go with a thumbnail. You can go bright and bold. You can have something seductive. There's so many different ways. I'm still trying to find my own way, and I take inspiration from guys like you. You got it. You kind of got your stuff dialed in, and it's good. What do you What do you do when you're not streaming, dude?
When I'm not streaming, let me see, play like games that I really don't play too much on the channel. So I'll play like Call of Duty. I'll play Overwatch. Actually, I almost played zombies, but then because in the back of my head I forgot that we had this, and then I saw like the new zombies was out, and I'm like, oh wait, I literally loaded up Cold War. I'm like, wait a minute, I actually looked over at my second screen here, and I had Discord up, and I was like, I left Discord up to remind me that I need to message you back when we were good to go. And I'm like, oh crap, I almost forgot. So I messaged you, and then it was like,
In fairness, I had set everything up, and then I started playing Path of Exile. And then I had my phone next to me, and then I put the Discord up on the other screen, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to miss this. He's going to message me. I'm ready to go. So, well, that's why I told you, I was like, hey, zero pressure. If you got other things you want to do tonight, it's no big deal. But I'm really glad that we're doing this. It's interesting because as a viewer, like when I go to your channel, when I go to other people's channels, I'm really bad at typing. And there's so many things I want to ask people. I love getting to know people. But when you're streaming, you don't want that one person in your chat like just banging you off the board here with lots of questions. So I kind of like doing these sit downs. Like the last one I did was with Havrix. I don't know if you're familiar with Havrix, but
I think I rated him once or twice when I was streaming on Twitch.
Okay, because he is also a BTD6 streamer. Anyway, I had him on, and it was really cool because I find that in long form content like this, you can actually take a dive into like how a streamer actually thinks. Instead of just having those little spurts, those little moments, those clips that you have with them. Most people during the day, they pop into your stream. They have maybe 10, 20 minutes. They have school, they got work, they're in class, they're doing chores, they're doing whatever it is. And it's not really usually enough time to build that relationship. And that's why I like doing this kind of content. It's awesome having somebody like you on here. And I hope to have many more. It's have you been a guest on other podcasts? Is that something as a content creator that you've sought out at all?
No. Like, you're actually the first person I ever talked about it with, and I think I think we were talking about this like like a month ago.
Yeah.
Or like a month and a half ago, and we've been talking off and on about it for a while now.
Yeah, I was having issues. The reason why it took so long, I had a 1 terabyte hard drive in my computer when I upgraded over the summer, and I was like, that's gonna last me for a while. And as video editing takes up a lot of space, so I actually had to buy a 2 terabyte drive to put it in my computer until I get more hard drive space. So I had to wait for that, and then I mentally was not ready, which is probably the biggest reason. Like I used the hard drive as probably the crutch more than anything. But at the end of the day, I wasn't ready to go back to podcasting. I don't know if I felt like I had lost my edge or if I needed a break. I don't know what it was. But then I don't know, a couple weeks ago I said, you know what? It's time to get back on the horse. And I used to do Tea with Unjacked where I just go through like news articles and stuff like that. But I think this is what Tea with Unjacked should be. This kind of stuff. I'm not trying to brainstorm with you right now, but these are just things that that got me back to do this, and it's why it took so long. So I wish we could have done it way sooner. But then also, January is a tough month because people are just getting over the holidays. They're a little burnt out. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but like during the holidays, half the streamers took like the full holidays off. Like a lot of the guys that the smaller streamers, they went home for the holidays. They basically just stopped streaming. I, on the other hand, and probably you yourself, ramped up. Did you see any benefit during the holidays of streaming? Or did you do a lot of streaming, or did you focus mostly on YouTube?
I focus mostly on YouTube. And it's funny that you bring that up because I think that's how you can tell the difference between people who really want it and people who just want like the people who really want it and the people that kind of want to get there without much work is because it's the person who's like putting out content on holidays, on their birthdays, pretty much nonstop throughout the year. of course, unless they're sick. Like, there was a couple of days where I didn't upload where it was like I know I did a 12-hour stream. It was like my voice hurt so bad because the entire time I'm streaming, I'm always talking with chat.
Yeah.
And I knew it was going to be a mistake to it, but I didn't make it the full 12 hours because I felt like I felt like I was going to tear something in my throat. But I literally stopped or nonstop talk for 11 hours straight, and my voice hurt so bad for the next week that I took 2 days off because it would hurt to like try to record.
Do you do anything to try to preserve your voice? I'm very similar in that manner. I can stream 5-6 hours without blinking, but recently I've also experienced that where I've woken up with like a sore throat just because of the extended streams. I was doing 2 streams a day, for example. How do you like manage that, or do you care? Do you just push through?
Um, I'll generally try to drink water. Funny thing is like my brother's wife, my stepsister, actually is a singer. So I need to get more help from her on how to cool down my vocal cords. So stuff like that happen.
I I don't know. I'm probably just a weirdo, but lately I've been really thinking about how I do take care of my vocal cords, because I think extended talking, I don't know if it really impacts it or not. Like, but I know I get sore throats, and so for me, I've been putting a little bit of honey in my tea, a little bit to coat the throat a little bit. I try to take breaks, like extended breaks from not talking, but that is very challenging. You can ask anybody. So no, it's a very interesting thing because I've never had to think about that with any other profession I've had. I'm just a talkative person in by nature, and I'm sure you are as well. So that's a question I'm gonna start asking more people. Give me your secrets.
Yeah, like because if your voice goes, like that's it.
Right.
Like, GG's, it was nice to have you. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still content that you can make, but it wouldn't be like the style of content that I like.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the silent stuff. I'm also not a big fan of the no webcam stuff. Do you do you have like pet peeves as well?
Um, Things that I don't like. When like what that other content creators
Yeah,
do.
like things that would put you off from like rating them or enjoying their content. Is that what kind of stuff drives you nuts?
Kind of stuff that drives me nuts are people who try to get their spot in the limelight by taking off what other people do. So like a lot of the meme compilations, a lot of the like funny fails and stuff like that. It's like you literally put in no effort other than had somebody send you a clip and deem whether it was worthy or not, or like worthy enough to be on your channel.
Yeah, that's lame, right?
Like there's people that there's a guy on Overwatch that does it, and I remember something that like stuck in the back of my head, and he was like, I need to start talking during these because YouTube won't monetize my stuff unless I don't. And I'm like, you're not doing anything. Like you're literally just making a collage of what other people have done, and you're complaining about it.
Dude, I'm telling you, people will complain about anything. Anything. It doesn't matter. People are bored these days, man, with COVID. People are really bored. I I don't know. I realize that. Some people do need to go back to work. Well, mostly the people I don't
Yeah,
like, right though? That's it.
yeah, but it's like I just don't think it's like fair to other content creators creators that spend like hours and hours and hours their own work, have somebody like sneak in and like kind of like leech off of their fame in order to like grow.
So this is an interesting point. I was talking to somebody maybe a few weeks ago about this. I would not do like a takedown request on anybody that put some effort into content of mine. But if they just straight up took like clips of like for example, I upload this fully on the podcast channel on YouTube. If somebody took a clip just straight up and put it on their channel, I'd probably do a takedown request. However, if they transformed it into something funny or you know, did put some effort into it, then it would be a little bit different. I think a good example of that would be, I don't know if you do watch Joe Rogan's podcast. I used to. I haven't in like maybe 6-7 months. But there's the little clip of Joe Rogan interviewing Joe Rogan. Somebody took the content and they created something very funny out of it. Like I would never. Do you have like set examples in your own head, like how you would manage your own content like that?
All right. If we're talking about taking someone's content and then introducing your own aspect to it, that's different.
Yep.
But like, because then you're actually putting effort into it. Like you're not just like taking clips from someone's live stream or taking clips from viewers, or just ripping off of other people's work in order to like fuel your own stuff, if that makes sense. But when it comes to like people who like splice stuff together and like whether it be auto-tune stuff or if it's like make a collage to like your Joe Rogan example, or a lot of the stuff that I'm trying to talk about are like when like all of the president stuff comes out. They always like do all these funny things where it's like they sing songs and that's completely different.
Right.
But just like pressing record on your screen, taking that, and then adding a intro and an outro, that's really dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just didn't know. Some content creators don't care at all. Some of them just say, take the content, do whatever you want. I'm not on that camp to a degree. Like you said, I'm more where you are, where I know some of the bigger streamers, they like Hassan has said, quite frankly, on stream, that he has a guy that straight up asked him if he could take every single podcast and upload them on YouTube in full, or stream, whatever you want to call it. I always call the streams podcasts. I feel like one of those old guys, you know, that they can't get hip with the technology. You know, like, you kids and your podcasts, and they're really streams. But I don't know. I haven't had a problem with it yet. And the thing is, like, I'm too small at this point to have had it necessarily happen to me. And I don't know if it has. Have you had an issue with anybody ripping off your content at all and re-uploading it?
I haven't had anybody rip off like my videos exactly. Have I had people take? Well, actually, I take that back. I have had one. I've had one, but he didn't record what I did. He just took the same exact thing that I did, and he uploaded it on his channel. Right.
So it was him. He just basically duplicated your thing, but with him?
The exact same thing. Like all the wording and everything was exactly the same. It just was him instead of me.
Oh, that's dirty.
Because it was a guide on how to get an achievement in balloons.
Why would
and I know it was like, and I know it was my idea because everyone else had a set way of doing it, and they had their own like formulas that they did. They would wait until like this round and then this round, and I'm like, you know what? I have this way. It's 10 times easier, and we're just gonna do it like this. and then it was the first one I've ever seen. And like usually when I upload content, I do my best to see like how many people have done it in a similar way, or how many people have something that's relatively close. But there was no one. And then someone just all of a sudden uploaded the same exact thing that I did like an hour or two after I did it. That was hilarious.
Do you just smile and move on, or do you want to punch this guy?
Uh,
I'd be somewhere in the middle. I don't know.
Honestly, I really didn't care. Like,
Probably because his thumbnail game wasn't on point.
kind of.
Nobody's gonna watch it.
Well, I don't like. I never want to be like super like mean towards people because I get it. Because when I was first starting off, it was really really hard to come up with ideas like original stuff, and I get it. Like you see something, you think it's gonna blow up, so you're gonna take that and you're going to try and make it your own because you want a piece of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of
But
people definitely want to feel that, right?
mm,
So they're gonna bite off of people that are seeing that success. There's no doubt about that.
mhm,
That's it's interesting. It's a fine line between flattery and stealing. I think I
yeah,
haven't, like I
true.
said, I haven't dealt with it. So um, something
And
that
then there's oh
no, go ahead, go ahead.
there was one other case because I had someone tell it to me in the comments today. It was like there was a guy who wrote to me in the comments. And he was like, "Dude, there's other balloons YouTubers that are taking your exact like idea with the shorts and they're trying to make it their own." And it was like I just laughed and I'm like,
You're setting trends,
so does
dude.
this so does this mean I'm a trendsetter now?
Yeah, yeah. That's you, man. That is you. I think
So I
it's
so I think the only thing I wrote back was, well, it looks like I'm a hashtag trendsetter now.
I mean that's good though because that means that you're the next level up. You're the fish that people are chasing. And
Yeah,
I forgot who said this, but it wasn't that long ago that I heard somebody say, if you're jealous of someone or if you're upset with somebody else's success, don't look at it as a jealousy thing. Look at it as you admire that person and you wish you were in that chair and you have work to do. Use it as motivation to get to the top instead of just being upset that they got lucky and you didn't. And I think there's a lot of small creators that are trying to find their own path there. They see guys like you that are you're tearing it up, dude. I mean, it's not too often you see a channel literally double in subscribers, in a matter of just a couple months. So you probably have quite a few people that are watching you. I'll say this: I've been streaming balloons for just over a year now, and
mhm,
I am blown away by how many other streamers there are in the category now. It used to be I was usually in the top 3 and there would be no more than maybe 10 to 20 people in the entire category. And then just slowly as they started doing updates and they started bringing new things into the game, some of the big streamers came back and now I'm lucky to be in the top 10 and there's 100 streamers in the category when I'm streaming. It's just crazy how the game has kind of attracted so many people. Have you noticed that yourself?
I noticed it big time on Twitch, and like I'm always curious that if I were to press start stream now on Twitch, if I would get the same response on Twitch that I get on YouTube. Because on YouTube, I get anywhere between 60 to 130 people that stop on my stream. Like,
That's incredible.
and then it's like, I want to like try to stream on Twitch again, but it's like if I start back up on Twitch, like I need to commit to like at least streaming 1 day a week on Twitch, which it wouldn't be a bad idea. I've been thinking about doing it for a while, but it's just a lot.
I,
Like, because uploading 2 to 3 videos a day and then streaming twice a week, and then now that I have all this new content or content ideas that I'm trying to put out, like it's a lot of stuff, and just trying to find one day a week where I can stream on Twitch is still rough.
I mean, does it even make sense though? I mean, honestly, if you're rocking 100+ concurrent viewers on YouTube, why in the world would you go back to Twitch when you can have 20? You know, like, like I don't have that option, but somebody like you do. What makes you want to come back to Twitch? What entices you to come back?
Because it's different platforms. Like, for instance, I know this is gonna sound a little weird, but I just started up a TikTok
Me too, dude. Me too.
because
I'll link yours in the description down below.
when it comes down to it,
Yeah.
like there's people that only watch TikTok. There's people that only watch YouTube. Even though YouTube is the biggest platform, there's only people that'll watch Twitch. So if you're like getting your name out on all the 3 bigger platforms, like your name starts to circulate around the community that you're in a bit more.
Okay. I got you boxed in. I'm asking you this question. What kind of content, for God's sakes, do you put on TikTok?
The shorts that I just started to upload on YouTube.
Wait, you're just putting gaming stuff up there?
Yeah.
I thought I had to dance and sing and like take my pants off and stuff.
Dude. Just go to TikTok next time you want to upload a short, and then just type in hashtag games. And under the hashtag games, I think there was like 43, or no, not 43, but like 1.5 billion views.
Okay. Tell me more about your TikTok. I would like to hear more about like what you're doing, what kind of response are you seeing over there, how has it helped you? Not just for me, but I'd imagine there's probably a lot of people out there that want to hear this.
Well, I can't talk about too much experience because I literally just made it last night.
Oh, okay, okay. I made mine only like 2 weeks ago, and the only reason why I did it is somebody said, "Hey, you know, nobody has the username unjacked," and I was like, "One, how do you not have that username if you're on TikTok, right?" It's like that's like somebody telling me that unjacked is available on Pornhub. It's not going to happen. Like somebody definitely has that username, so I signed up for TikTok. All right, so if you're that new, you're probably I haven't posted anything, so I got nothing to share as far as that goes.
Oh yeah, I have a whopping 6 followers, 114 likes, and around 1,700 views.
Are you your H2K Titan on there too?
Yep.
Wow, I don't know how somebody didn't have your username. No, I'm definitely kidding. I'm kidding about that. Yeah, yours is very unique.
I'm not that big yet.
I have 9. Holy cow, I have 9 followers, dude.
Oh, you're bigger than me, so I need to take advice from you.
All right, man. I buckle up. I'm ready to dump it all on you. Here we go. You got to start by signing up. Once I get further than that, I'll definitely update you.
Okay.
I fought TikTok for a very long time. It's not something that I was very interested in as a content creator. Like I don't sing, I don't dance, I don't do any of that stuff. I mean, if you get me drunk enough, maybe, but not something I can do consistently. Like I actually like Instagram. Is there any platform that you would not touch? Like as far as like trying to build your brand?
MySpace.
Good. I still respect you. That was close, man.
Yeah, so I actually just started to reach a little bit more out on Reddit by uploading some of my shorts, because I started to think to myself, it's like I'm already uploading these 30-second videos for YouTube. I feel like I would be dumb if I didn't take the 30-second videos that have the same format the same setup that TikTok uses and not just upload it to TikTok. And then at the same time, it's like you can also take the format that you use there and also upload it to Reddit. So you can also upload it to the BTD6 thread. So it's like I'm not doing any more work. I'm just spending an extra 5 minutes to upload it on 2 different platforms.
Have you ever spent any time listening to somebody like Gary Vaynerchuk by chance?
I have no idea who that is.
Okay, that's probably a good thing. Um, Gary Vaynerchuk is a gentleman that is very extreme about his marketing and his social media. Anyway, I've actually read his books. I used to watch him quite a bit. He's not like groundbreaking anymore. He's just more of repetitive stuff, but he's still good at what he does. He gives advice to people. He owns his own agency with like 500 plus employees. They manage people's accounts and social, the whole thing. And he always says each platform has a language that it speaks. Like your posts on Instagram are just natively different than what you would post on Twitter. And the more you speak the language, the more likely your success is. Like, somebody that knows how to use Twitter, like AOC, for example, from a politician standpoint. She's the first one that comes to mind because she is always on point on her Twitter. Now, I don't know if it translates onto other platforms as well, but her Twitter is just nailing it. Like she uses it as a tool correctly. She speaks the language of the youth that uses the platform. And so I struggle with using the same content. The only thing I do that with is this podcast. I will duplicate the upload from YouTube and Facebook. Because like you said, there's a lot of people that still will use Facebook, even though it's the worst thing you could possibly use. But there's still 2 billion people there. And there's still people, like I'll give you a great example. I have a friend that just started streaming on Facebook. And 2 weeks ago, his status was, hey guys, come help me get to 100 followers. And I was like, oh, that's cute. He's just getting started. I mean, no disrespect to him. Just like, I remember being there myself. And it's tough. But then 2 days later, he updated it. Hey guys, come help me get to 500. And I was like, yo, you need to tell me more about this, because going from 100 to 500 in that short of a span, that's insane. You know this as well, I'm sure. And so I still think that there's potential over there.
Don't get me wrong. There's always potential because there's not a lot of people that do it. But like when it comes down to it, it's all about like how optimized is the actual platform.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to Facebook, like I feel like Facebook is going downhill because it's trying to do too much. Like it's just trying to become YouTube, and at the same time it's trying to be a social media connection thing where you're like trying to link up with friends and all this other stuff, and then on top of that it's like trying to turn into a dating app, and then it's trying to turn into like an app store to where you get games. And on top of that, it's also trying to become like Instagram, trying to become TikTok, trying to become all this different stuff where, dude, calm down. Stop. Like whoever's in charge of your social media thing, I get it. Stop.
But it's
because you guys are.
It's working though.
Yeah, but when it comes down to it, like yes, you're gonna have it work ever so slightly. But look at MySpace, right?
I feel like
because
MySpace. Go ahead.
Because MySpace was really fun, but it tried to do too much. Like it had to where you could customize your profiles, which was really cool. And then it turned into, all right, you need to go over here to become an artist on MySpace. Then you need to do this, to do this, to do this. And it was too much.
I feel like MySpace folded more for the reason of they were too early. They didn't have the vision. And at the time that MySpace was a big thing, there was also websites like Friendsters and stuff like that. What kept them from not being Facebook wasn't necessarily them being busy. I mean, to some degree, you could change your backgrounds, you could do a lot of things. I feel like from a technology point of view, they didn't have the resources they needed to become Facebook. And I mean that from a very technical point of view. At that era in time, I don't feel like advertisers were on board yet with spending billions and trillions of dollars across the internet. I don't feel like there was virtual payment systems that were well developed. There wasn't everything from hard drive space and how much content you could fit on a hard drive back then in a data center was significantly lower. Like Google and Facebook, for example, today have access to 20 terabyte drives and millions of them in their data centers around the world. And it just takes an incredible amount of not only technical knowledge, but also gear to pull it off. And I don't think MySpace was even in the zone of that. Old Tom did not have those resources.
I mean, he still made a lot of money, though.
He made $500 million. I believe the last time MySpace traded hands, it was sold for $1 million. So still worth something, but what a decline. Anyway, I'm showing my love of technology a little bit. But I love that kind of stuff. That's like, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it's different because I look at it from like a creative standpoint, and like what I view to be like too much, because like I like change, but at the same time, like I guess I just see people's greed. Like here you are looking at a company that's worth billions of dollars. The dude never has to work another day in his life, but he still wants more.
Right.
And it's like, dude, like
these
you
are
don't need more.
They're the psychopaths, dude. These are the guys. They're not even about being rich. They don't even know how to spend their money. It's the competition that drives a lot of these guys. Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. It's the ideas. It's the legacy. It's the I find it hard to believe that Elon Musk actually gives a shit about any of his billions of dollars at all. But like, it's the competition. I don't know. For me, I'm more of a competitive person than I am about the money. The money's cool. Like the money helps make the world go around, but I'm definitely more of the fame type of guy. What drives you?
Like, don't get me wrong. I like a little bit of competition, but when it comes down to it, I just like making people happy. Like, as long as I'm making people happy, then I'm happy.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if you can hear it, but Dorian is snoring so loud. No, he's incredible. I know you can't see him because we're on the other camera, but I just noticed, like, I hear him, like, I have this cat problem. Do you have a cat, by the way? Do you have any animals?
I wish I did, but I don't.
Okay. I've never had a cat, except for when I was a kid. And this is the first time. And he enjoys coming in, and he listens to every single stream. My cat has more watch time and follow age than the majority of anybody. Like, he'll do this. This is what he does every single day. He just likes hearing us talk like this. Anyway, I wasn't sure if you had any pets. Do you like animals or no? I don't like animals myself, so.
Oh, I love animals.
I just like Dorian. That's it.
Like I like cats. I like dogs. I like giraffes. I like penguins. Like big supporter of all different kinds of animals.
I like that, man. Well-rounded. Very nice. Dude, it's winter time. I want to switch gears because I'd like to know how you deal with your winter. Are you does it snow where you are?
I'm in Baltimore, so yeah.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure because there's nowhere outside of New England to me. Like, so I just assume that it only snows here. But like, Are you a winter person? Do you go out and like enjoy the snow or no?
Depends on where I'm at because everywhere is different when it comes to snow. I don't like bone chilling cold. I like the dry or well not yeah like the dry like calm snow. Like Germany. Germany has the best winters out of any place I've ever been.
I've never experienced the Germany winter. What brings them to the team here?
Because it's not like it's like super cold. Like if you're in where you are, where when you step outside and it's really cold, feel like your bones about to snap.
Wait, New Hampshire's not that bad. It was literally like 30 degrees today. We do have snow on the ground, and I think we're getting 3 inches of snow tomorrow night, but it's not that bad. Like, have you ever gone like skiing or snowboarding or anything like that, or ice skating? Are you into that kind of stuff?
I've been snowboarding, I've been skiing before, surfing. I've pretty much done almost everything except for like parasailing, um, like freehand rock climbing or anything like that because that's a little bit too intense.
I can't bungee jump. There's no way
Oh,
you would ever get me to bungee jump.
no, I would never bungee jump either.
I,
I'm like too scared of my head smacking off the ground.
dude, I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm not even on a bridge. Like the idea of somebody jumping off a bridge with the possibility of things going terribly wrong is just awful. You know, the other thing I can't watch, those stupid videos on YouTube where those guys go to like Dubai to the tallest like buildings in the world and they like hang off with no net in the bottom and they're like, oh, no big deal. And they're on top of like 1,000-story building. Dude, I, I have to turn off the TV. I have to walk away. That kind of stuff is crazy to me. I don't know how we get that from snowboarding, but
Like
bungee jumping.
there's like when it comes to stuff like that, like I could understand base or I would get behind base jumping more than bungee jumping. I get behind skydiving more than
Wait, base
bungee
jumping
jumping.
is with the wingsuit?
When you jump off of like a cliff and you're not like falling from a plane, you jump off the cliff and then you pull the
Oh, okay, with the
parachute.
okay, I got you.
What you're talking about with the wings is like squirrel diving or something crazy like that. Like that's another thing that seems a lot better than bungee jumping.
Would you wingsuit?
With enough dares and maybe
I'm just wondering how crazy Titan is.
like I'm definitely scared of heights, but I'm still the type of person that's like I'll do it to just do it because you never know if you're gonna enjoy it if you don't try it. Except
That's
for bungee jumping, I would never do it.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure there's exceptions to all those things. I feel like bungee jumping, I don't think I could wingsuit. I couldn't, man. Like it would just be a brown suit all the way down. Like I couldn't.
Well, the only reason why I say I could potentially do it is I wouldn't be like as extreme as most people and like try to fit my body through like a small hole while going 150 miles an hour in the wingsuit. No, it would be like I'd be like jumping off of like a massive cliff and to where I can like slowly like glide down like a squirrel and then pull my chute.
I don't know, dude. Like I'm just not an adrenaline junkie. I get spooked really bad, like when it comes to heights and stuff like that. Like I can remember going to Six Flags just like a year ago, 2 years ago at this point, and like they have those tall water slides that you go down. And it's like 8 seconds from the top to the bottom. And you're just free falling. You're like, oh, you just hold yourself. You're like, dear God, if I get through this, I swear to God, I will be a better person. You know, like that's how I feel about heights. I get up there and I just start losing my stuff. It's not good. It's not
Like
good for anybody. What's
I used I used to be really scared of heights, but at the end of the day, it's like if you're safe and you're good, if you fall, that sucks.
Yeah. Dude, do you have a lot of friends from streaming? Have you built like real relationships?
Like
Whether with
with
other
viewers.
content creators or viewers, either.
Well, of course, there's you. Doubloon and I have been hanging out quite a bit more since that Among Us game that we had.
That was a lot of fun, by the way.
Hmm.
Uh,
I would
sp-
love to do it some more, but it's hard to keep Doubloon on track.
it's very difficult to collaborate like that on YouTube or any other platform. So I understand that. Just because you brought that up, I know that usually you post BTD videos on YouTube. Did you see any difference in your post of the Among Us video that you put up of us? Like, did your audience enjoy that? Did it throw anything off? Did you? Because I think you were afraid of like messing with the algorithm.
I had people who liked it. I also had people who didn't like it. Like there was a very low average watch time for it.
Okay,
But I think I know how to fix that next time because I didn't expect it to do great because it was like our first time ever playing together, all of us. On top of that, we weren't playing with like other people who had like-minded goals. We were playing with like mods and I think a viewer at one point. And the only thing that the mods and the viewers care about is like playing the game. Like they're playing the game to play the
right. They're
game.
not
They're
there to
not here
create
to
content.
yeah.
I
It's
understand
like
that.
if we had a full lobby of people that were there to get content to try and like make something funny happen because that's the difference between like content creators and viewers because content creators can force something funny to happen without making it seem unnatural, whereas a viewer they'll try to force something funny to happen and you can tell they're trying to push it.
I don't like playing with viewers when it comes to Among Us because normally I've had this happen a couple times. I let somebody new. We go through the whole like role of getting them in, built up with the bot, and the only thing they ever cared about was killing me. I literally
Mhm.
had a guy like what a month ago. This dude kills me, and he's like over the moon that he gets to kill me live on stream. Like to me, I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? They kicked him out of the game. Like they didn't kick him out, but they voted him off. Like it was obvious that he killed me. And then me and him are in the death room together, and he's like, "Wasn't that so good? I can't believe I pulled that off. I can't believe how good I am." I said, "Dude, if you were good, you wouldn't be in this room with me." He literally disconnected, left the server, and I've never seen him since. Um, so I don't know if you've experienced that kind of stuff. Maybe not with just Among Us, but how do you like? Do you just not do a lot of co-op? I don't. I'm kind of different when it comes to that. Like I just feel like I always have to do co-op. How do you manage like when things get a little crazy like that? When somebody comes in and their goal isn't the same as yours. Do you
With
deal?
like co-op games.
Yeah, like do you have people that join and just kill you and then they're like, later, dude, I killed you live. Like, do you have any of that?
I haven't played Among Us in a while, like for streams.
But like any
Like
other
I
games,
mainly
like people throwing them and stuff like that.
like balloons.
Balloons, Cold War, any of that.
Uh, for the most part, like it really doesn't happen too much balloons. It's like yeah, you'll see some pretty dumb strats, but at the same time, it's like I noticed when a strat's kind of going downhill. It was like I'll try to do my best to play just a couple things that might save it,
Yeah,
and usually it works. But every once in a while, it'll just fail, and it'll be like, all right, no worries. Like I don't care. It was like I'm not playing co-op to like be the best at co-op.
right.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing the game to like play with my viewers because that's what like some people like to do.
I agree. I think co-op is good because you build stronger relationships, and that's something that really has kind of come out of the forefront for me, at least like the last month. Just I've known people for a long time now. You know, I've known regular viewers for a while. I've actually gotten to talk with fellow streamers like yourself and others. You know, like I'm building like actual relationships, and I'm sure you're doing the same. A lot of people do. I don't know how good collaboration is though. Do you do a lot of collaboration? I mean, I know we've played Among Us. I know we're doing this right now, but like outside of this, have you collaborated a lot with other content creators? Do you see value there?
Uh, I've done it with Unjacked and well, not Unjacked. Sorry, Doubloon.
Yeah.
I've collaborated with Doubloon twice now, and I've collaborated with KK Gaming twice. No, three. No, there was three videos that we did, and I'm still waiting to hear back on the balloons thing because it was kind of unfortunate that we had an update when he was going to release his video. So I actually don't even know if he uploaded our collaboration or not.
Okay. Do you see
Uh,
do you see value in doing this? Is this something that you pursue? I get mixed feedback when I talk to other content creators.
like with collaborations, it most certainly can be beneficial, but it's all dependent on like right now. I uploaded a collaboration with Doubloon, but there's nothing on his channel of the collaboration itself. So it's like it'll feed him viewers that come that like listening to him during the video,
Yeah.
opposed to like there's nothing on his channel that even said that. Now I don't know if it's because like the update came out with Ravine and stuff like that, or because he couldn't find any like if his recording wasn't good or anything like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, like if it comes down to it, it's like whatever because like at the end of the day, like I still have content to put on my channel.
Do you seek out collaboration at all? Do you yourself like see somebody and you're like, yo, I want to do something with that person? Or are you gonna go at this pretty much alone?
Uh, I've been trying. Like I know when I was on Twitch, I used to try a lot. I
Twitch is
used
hard.
to like I tried to stream a lot with a buddy of mine from like real life. Even though we didn't have a lot in common, like people still enjoyed us streaming together. But when it came down to it, I got or I was able to get him to affiliate and all that fun stuff, and then like he wanted to do his own thing because he felt like he could grow by himself. But as soon as he stopped playing games with me, he kind of like he was like at one point I think we had him up to like 15 or 16 peeps, and this is a guy who's been trying to stream for like the past 3, 4, 5 years,
Wow.
and he would get like 0 peeps, he get 1 peeps, and then like I started to play more and more games with him because it was like yo he's been trying for a while. I would help him out, and I think it just kind of went to his head because he was like, "Yeah, I got affiliate. Woo! I'm doing awesome."
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
I popped by his stream the other day, and there was one person there.
That's rough,
I'm
man.
like,
I've seen streamers when I started streaming that I thought for sure I would never catch them. And and they've either petered out or something happened to their stream and it fizzled, or it's weird. It's weird seeing that happen. But
Like I kind of felt bad because I was trying to help him out. Like I helped him out and in getting his affiliate. I had a bunch of people go check him out. I rated him a couple of times. And then every time like I try to like hit him up to like play games, he was like, "Nah, I'm just gonna do my own thing." And then I was like, "Really?"
That's
It was
interesting.
like I like kind of took a risk at bringing you onto my channel and stuff like that because he wasn't family friendly at all. So I'm like,
We should
kind
talk
of feel
about
bad.
family friendly.
We've been friends for a while now, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull you into my circle here, and we'll have a little bit of fun. See if we can get something going. Nah, man.
That's crazy. That the shame is he's gonna watch you carry on, and he's gonna see that success, and he's gonna blame himself for not being more involved. But at the end of the day, you either do it or you don't. I found the most success by being consistent, showing
Yeah,
up,
like,
showing up when you say you're gonna show up.
mhm.
I think
That was a
that's
big
the
thing
hardest.
that got, or that's it's a big thing that gets me a lot. Is like if I say like we're gonna show up at like 4, like I kind of like eased off a bit because I used to be like if you don't show up exactly like 5 minutes before the time I set, then it's like okay, it's done with. Now it's like I'm a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, I definitely have come down a little bit, from being so wild. like I'm a very different streamer today than I was a year ago. Like I don't feel like I ever tried to be somebody different on stream. I think I've always been myself, but I'm a lot more comfortable in dealing with different situations today than I used to be. Like, anything from like people coming in and like self-promoting and how to handle that nicely. How to handle a situation that when it's kind of going out of control. There's a lot that you can do to become better. Um, it's a long journey, man. I don't even know how long I'm going to do this for. It's for the foreseeable future. I get a lot of people ask me one question: how did you go from being in the military to playing balloons? And it's always, I mean, I'm not going to like explain it, but I'm just saying, like, it's weird how life brings us to where we are. And I don't know where this content creation is going to go. Um, oh, we lost his camera. That's okay, though. We can still hear you, I think. So, oh, there it is.
Yep, I'm still here. I just shut it off for a second.
Oh, no worries, man. Um, yeah, I enjoy doing this, and I think this is the actual path forward. I know a lot of people. I've always been afraid to doing this kind of content because I've built an audience based on games, and I've done
Hmm.
podcasts before. Um, I know that I'm not going to get the concurrent viewers that I would if I was playing balloons or something like that. Do you ever get scared to try out new content? Do you ever?
All the time, like because like I like always want to think that I have like the YouTube algorithm figured out, and it's like, oh, I finally trapped you. But when it comes down to it, it's like can't be scared of the algorithm, and you just need to take chances. Like it's like really scared or really scared to try and take those leaps because if somebody or if like a majority of your people don't like a certain thing, then it's like not going to um then it's not going to go over well. Where or at least that's what I'm worried about is like I'm going to spend so much time doing this, and then I'm going to upload something that I'm like super proud of, and then it's going to get like 700 dislikes and like 700 people just like instantly drop the channel. But when it comes down to it, you just need to have faith that your people Renos like you
Did
for you, and they want to continue to watch you.
Yeah. That's one thing that I realized the other day. Like, really realized. On YouTube, they can actually dislike your video. On Twitch, they
Mhm.
cannot. They just have to stop watching. And when you see those dislikes versus likes, like I don't let it get in my head because I understand that any kind of interaction or engagement on YouTube is good for the video, whether it's a dislike or like. YouTube actually doesn't care. It's an engagement. That's all that matters, whether it's a comment, a like, dislike. But to see a dislike, man, it just hurts. Do you like what's the worst experience you had as far as like reactionary from your audience? I can give you mine if
Um.
you need a second, because I can
Oh
tell
no.
you.
I really don't get too much like hate or stuff like that. The only hate that I get are from people who are really good at balloons and they don't think I should be creating balloons content. And it's like at that point, it's like I really don't care what you think because at the end of the day, if you don't like what I'm putting out, your computer's right there, so you could always put out your own content, dude. Like, but instead, you're wasting time watching content that you're gonna nitpick the entire time. And it's like you can kind of go over here into the I don't care folder.
I realized I had an issue with drawing games. My stream hates drawing games. So if I play like Jackbox or like if I play anything like Sketchful.io, if I do like TKO on Jackbox, these are just creative games that you draw and they're like people judge and stuff like that. I will draw a fifth of my normal audience on a day that I do a drawing game. People don't realize this, that it's so difficult to manage like what people like and everything. And so that's what I mean. Like, is there something that you play that your community will not turn out for? Maybe that's the better question, because this is
Mm,
something I'm just starting to learn.
Let me see. So, I'm on my YouTube analytics page right now, and honestly, it's like the videos that are doing the worst are like some of my guides.
Hmm.
Like the Among Us video that I uploaded, it's got 657 views and 55 likes with 4 dislikes. And it's like that's more views than a video I uploaded the day right after. Well, actually, yeah, a video that I uploaded the next day that was a Winter Park half cash guide with no monkey knowledge. So it's like it's stuff like this that makes me question. It's like, is it a big deal if I play different games and kind of like branch out to like do more content? Because and then or a video that I uploaded the same exact day as my Among Us one was a Candy Falls half cash guide that only has 373 views opposed to 657. The only difference between the two, apart from the views, is that the half cash guide has 100% likes, and the Among Us game only has 93% likes.
Your Among Us video actually didn't do that bad.
Not at all. Especially since I told no one about it that I was going to be
No, we
doing
really
it.
didn't push that out there very much at all. But man, something I think we loosely talked about, which I probably shouldn't go into like too much detail, but like I'm working on creating a second server, a private server that I can do collaborations with other streamers that I can solely invite them. I think we did talk about this one time. Just I think it was offline,
Mhm.
but just where I can have 20 or 30 people in there and just install an Among Us bot, and then like other streamers can just go in and use the Among Us bot, for their stream or whatever. Like that would be cool, man, because it'd be easier to collaborate because I don't have an agent yet. Probably gonna be like 20 years away from that. Speaking of that, as you grow larger, have you considered or have you even dabbled in the thought of whether you would be picked up by maybe an agency or have an opportunity to take it to the next level? I think your growth is worth at least a consideration on that.
I don't even know how any of that would work. Like, what like how big you have to be in order to have an agent, like what you need to do to even like start to get it along that. And like I know when you hit a certain amount of subscribers on YouTube, you do get to a point where like they have people that are assigned to your channel.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like at one point, like people are gonna start to reach out. Like I had somebody reach out to my channel for the first time ever the other day, where he wanted to do video editing for me, but he also wanted like I think it was more like try to promote himself, but at the same time, it's like how does that work? Like because yes, it would be really, really cool to like have someone do all my editing for me, but I kind of feel like it's kind of different if you're the one reaching out and then it's like, hey, do you want me to edit your vids? Oh yeah, by the way, you need to pay cash. It's like I'm not opposed to it, but at the same time, he also hasn't done anything before, so it's like
So no
because the first
resume, but he's ready to
yeah,
go.
so for the first thing I did was like, do you have a portfolio or do you have any references? And he's like, no. I'm like, and then he was like, you could send me the first couple for free. And I was like, all right, cool. How much footage do you need? And he's like, I only do 30 minutes at a time. And I'm like,
Yeah,
30 minutes?
30 minutes. That's
I
my
was
warm
like,
up.
I edit down 25 to 30-minute vids every single day.
Yeah.
Like, I need someone who like will take like a 3-hour bulk video and splice that down. Like I don't care if it's into 2 videos, I don't care if it's into 3, but like 30 minutes is nothing.
No,
Like
it's really not.
even working on Premiere, like Premiere's not even that bad for 30-minute vids.
No, I can do Premiere. I'm trying to learn Davinci Resolve right now, though. Have you ever tried that?
Davinci Resolve, I've never tried it.
Man, it's very hard, but I'm trying to force myself to like make the commitment and get in there. But then I find myself getting frustrated. I'm like, you know what? Screw this. And I open up Adobe Premiere and I'm like, I'm right back to where I know it, you know? And I don't know. Do you ever do you have like big aspirations? Is there like something that you're trying to achieve? Like I know a lot of these questions. I'm just putting you on the spot, but I don't know. Like I think about this stuff a lot. Like I can tell you, for example, I dream of building like another building on my property that is like legit studios. Like 3 or 4 rooms that are nothing but like recording rooms. Different studios for YouTube, different studios for a podcast. Like I'm hoping when all this is done that I can get to a point where I can fly people in and put them up in a hotel so they can come over to the studio and record a podcast with me. I want like that is a dream of mine. Do you have anything ridiculous like that? Or is it just me?
I have a couple of ridiculous things. Like as far as like a number for subscribers, like I don't want to like limit myself by saying I want like once I hit 2 million subscribers, I'm good. Or once I hit like 100,000 subscribers, I'm good. Like I never want the subscribers to stop
Yeah.
because like it would be kind of dumb to like think that because if you're a creator, you don't want to ever put a like cap on how many subscribers you actually want. But when it comes to like what I actually want to like aside from being a content creator, I would like to get to the point where I could do like live streams, and all the money that's made during that live stream, I could donate to different charities that I want to. I would also like to get to the point where like I could start up like I don't want to say a talent agency, but I could search for other aspiring YouTubers and I could bring them into like a net,
Like an
like
incubator house, like what's that one show out there, Silicon Valley?
a group, you could have like 8 or 9 people, and it's sign a contract with them, and like a portion of what they make on YouTube would come back to me, but at the same time it would be like you would have all the resources that I have at my disposal available to you. On
Oh,
top of that, like a shout out system and all of that other stuff. So it would be like a full organization of content creators and streamers
you want
that
your own 100 Thieves.
pretty much, yeah.
That's that's a hell of a goal right there. That's a respectable goal. It's a big one, but it's a good one.
Yeah, like I don't
Yours
think it's
might
gonna
be a little
happen
bit more
anytime
ambitious
soon.
than mine.
A little bit, because that's a hard that's a really hard one.
You ever watch?
Because
Do you ever watch Devin Nash?
no.
He owns his own talent agency for Twitch and YouTube. He streams. He streams every day on Monday through Friday. He does about 3 or 4 hours. And he just talks about business and content creation. I don't watch like every stream or anything, but once in a while I do catch his, and it's kind of nice to see the insider view of what you just talked about, like from an agent's point of view and how to develop potential promising young lads and ladies. So wow, that's crazy, dude. I think you're the first person that actually has told me something like that.
Because of course it'll be like helping like me out because I mean like if one day like I just like wake up and I can't stream, it's just like I'll be able to pass on my channel onto someone else
Mm-hmm.
and still like receive that extra income and all that other stuff to where I wouldn't need to worry about anything for the rest of my life. Um, but it would also be really, really cool to like give someone else that opportunity.
That's true, dude.
Like because there's a lot of people that I see old channels that were amazing. Like you could tell people put a lot of work into their channel and it just never went anywhere.
Right.
I stumbled across a channel that hasn't uploaded it in 4 years. They had 100 subscribers, and their content was on par with some of the biggest YouTubers on YouTube.
I feel bad
But
when I stumble across channels like that, dude.
but you have no idea what happened. Like, could they have passed away? Could they have gotten frustrated with putting all this work into their channel that they just went on to do something else?
It's hard to stay on when something is not like for if you're not making a lot of money, what are you doing, right? A lot of people can't pay their rent. A lot of people can't do full-time streaming. They have to work, they have children, they have other obligations. Or like you said, they could have passed away. It's hard to tell. I like to refer to those channels as like YouTube's Jupiters, hot Jupiters. Like if Jupiter was a little bit bigger, it would have become a sun. It would have literally become a second sun. So those are the channels that were as good as the sun, but they just didn't get big enough to light on fire.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's very interesting. I do stumble across those once in a while. I try to promote them, even though it might be too late. I still try to promote them. Like, hey, have you guys seen this video? You guys see it. I switching gears just a little bit, man. I'm trying to. I'd like to know a little bit more. Um, what's your favorite charity, dude? Like, if like, what's your go-to charity if you were gonna like, do an event or something like that? What would you raise money for?
Uh, Probably like veterans and their families, and then like that would be one of them, and then a second one is for like arts. So like people who want to get into like the arts field of work, or they want to like aspire to be like into the arts, and they don't have a lot of money, because when it does come to arts, it does take a little bit of cash to kind of like get into it.
Oh yeah,
Like especially if you're trying to do like dancing and ballet and all that other stuff. Those classes are insanely expensive. So if I could like have my own like charity to where I could like help out younger aspiring artists, whether it be for film, painting, dance, then that would be awesome. Because like seeing someone else get into something that's brought me so much happiness would be really really cool.
there's so many opportunities out there. Um,
Oh yeah, of course.
and so I was just curious. Those are pretty admirable charities, or types of charities. Obviously, there's so many out there, um, especially for the veteran stuff. Have you have you ever like engaged with a lot of veteran charities like Wounded Warrior Foundation or anything like that?
I think Wounded Warrior is one of the worst ones, because like when it comes to the percentage of donations that actually go back into the soldiers themselves, I think Wounded Warrior is one of the lowest, which is kind of like dumb. And I'm not a big fan of the foundations that do that.
I sent them in my stuff and I've never heard back. Like I sent them all of my stuff like a year and a half ago and they just didn't respond. Just nothing. And but I did have one experience with them. My brother-in-law lives in Jacksonville, Florida, and we went down 2 years ago, and they were having military week at an arena football game. Now, for those that know me, they know that I could care less about sports. Watching them, I love playing sports. I'm super like outgoing. I love playing sports as much as I can, but I've never been to an arena football game. And the Wounded Warrior Foundation gave both of our families free tickets and like front row seats and all of that. It was pretty crazy. That was my only like introduction to Wounded Warrior Foundation, but I am aware that dollar for dollar, worst investment you can make because they have so
Like
much admin, overhead costs and I don't know marketing or whatever they do.
Yes, like Wounded Warriors, like I don't like. It's cool that they can hook you up with like free tickets and like free movie shows and all this other fun stuff. But it's not about like that. It's about like giving veterans like proper medical care, taking care of veterans' families, giving like prosthetics to certain vets that are higher end than what the VA will give them. And it's just like it's cool to go to a football game, but if I could give up seats to a football game to give like a vet like a better prosthetic, then like hands down I think the option is quite clear.
I agree with you, but I feel like that's our government's job, and we need to hold them more accountable to bring better quality of life to vets. I feel like charities, while it's cool that they're willing to do what the government won't, like I can tell you as a disabled vet myself, um, I don't get to go out with my family a whole lot. So that one arena
Mhm.
football game was huge. Like my family, my kids got to like be there and be present where people actually like were proud of the service and this and that. I mean, I'm not a military worshiper, so that's not like where I'm going. But it was just kind of cool that they would be willing to do that. Whereas, like what you said, my VA better give me some good prosthetics if I ever need them. But
Yeah,
I don't know what
exactly.
your experience is there. The VA's been really good for me. I've actually had like outpatient like stuff. The VA is different wherever you are. I've only experienced two. I used the VA in the Philippines in Manila, and I used the VA here in New Hampshire. Those are the only two I've ever been to. Overall, I've had a really positive experience. I don't know if you use them or anything like that, but for the military, I actually have a lot of veterans that watch my channel. And so, believe it or not, this conversation right here will probably be heard at least a little bit. That's something that kind of surprised me. I actually have people that watch me from Japan, from Korea, and none that I served with, but I do have some people that I serve with that do stop by the stream once in a while. I don't really have a lot of friends that I talk with from the service. I think we've all just kind of moved on. I'm sure you've experienced this too, as when you get out, you just kind of keep going. I've only
Mhm.
had maybe one, two, maybe three people at most that I've actually continued a relationship with after my service. Um, is that similar to your experience, or do you still keep in touch with a lot of these people? Do they come to your stream? Do you have real relationships like this with your audience? Is it just me? Am I a weirdo?
Not really. I'm the same way. Like, um, I guess I just kind of like cut ties because I'm more of a like. Well, I used to be the type of person that needed to like get together with the person in order for like the friendship or the relationship to continue because it's a little bit like I'm not big for talking on the phone or
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I'm not either.
Live stream is a little bit different, but like talking on the phone, I just don't like to do it. I
I
can
would
I can text. I
I would rather
can
drive to your place and have lunch with you than have a phone call.
yeah.
Even if it was 5, 6, 7 hours. I'll see you tomorrow. We're having Rubens for lunch. I don't know. I just feel like I mean, like even this, man, I wish we could do it in person and have a table between these two chairs so we can have a talk. I think it would be completely different. But for now, we're obligated to use this, especially during the COVID stuff. Um,
Mhm.
how's COVID where you are? I mean, obviously it's bad, but I mean, like, are you in a hot spot? Is it affected you at all?
Not really. I just attend college from my computer. That's it. Like
Oh, so you're fully online as well.
yeah, fully.
Okay. My daughter still had to go to one class last semester in person. That's crazy. So the university here, University of New Hampshire, they're giving all the students, if you have to come onto campus for anything, uh, you have to take 2 COVID tests per week and drop them off before you can go on campus. And it's just,
Mm,
they're taking a lot of precautions here. But so I'm glad to hear that you're online. Are you going out a lot, or are you like, I don't know how you feel about it. I'm afraid. Like, I think if I get COVID, I'm dead.
I'm not afraid. It's just like I really don't have too much need. I'll go to the gas station. I'll go to the market or something like that. But for the most part, it's like everything I do is online. I really don't need to do too much outside.
You're a homebody, aren't you?
A little bit.
Because this
Like
is driving
I
me
like
crazy.
I I'm not like I like doing stuff, but at the same time, it's just nice to be home where I can get everything done that I need to get done.
I need to go outside. Like, I am such a social creature. I miss the little things. I miss going, at 12 o'clock down to the Chinese buffet to have lunch. Like, I miss hanging out with my brother and seeing my nephews, my nieces, like, I feel like I've been locked in this house for a year, And like I'm so afraid of like, being near people. It's bananas. I think that's probably the biggest thing that's actually kept me streaming is I really don't have many outlets.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
like
That's the first time I've actually
I
thought
think
about that.
it's I think it's because like I'm not from here. Like I'm not from Baltimore, so I don't have like a lot of like outside connections. Whereas in Michigan, like I was constantly going everywhere because I had a lot of people that I knew. I guess that's one of the downsides of being in the army and stuff like that because you don't really have like all of your friends are everywhere, but they're nowhere close to you.
That's very interesting because I mean some people know I'm originally from Connecticut. I I retired out of South Korea. I went to the Philippines, lived for a year, and I moved back to New Hampshire because this is where my brother lives. I know nobody here. I have zero friends. I've lived here for 3 years. Nobody comes over to my house. I don't go to anybody else's house. I never made any connections because of exactly what you just said. I If I
Yeah.
would have moved back to Connecticut, it would have been completely different. I would have had all kinds of friends coming over, dropping by,
Mhm.
and this and that, and you know, it was nuts. You know, I lived I lived in a city. It was called Jewett City. That's where I'm from, Jewett City, Connecticut. I was born in Norwich, Connecticut, and then I left for the Air Force. And just moving around everywhere, it was bananas, dude. And then now it's like I can move anywhere, I can live anywhere. It doesn't matter. I don't know if I'll ever have stability. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's the same here. Like I had my friends when I was growing up in high school. Like I had a really, really good friend that I managed to hang out with when I got back from Afghanistan. But for the most part, like I really don't have too many like actual friends from high school still because like I moved on a lot sooner than they did. And last time I went back to Michigan around the area where I was at, like they're hanging out in the local bar, getting drunk, doing the same thing. And it's like I don't know how you do it.
it's not easy. I I reached out to somebody before I moved here and I asked what was it like to get out of the military and go back home after all those years. The response was come back home. And I still couldn't. this this is as close as I could. It's I don't know. I feel like I'm wrecked for the rest of my life. But I still go down to Connecticut. I still Do you ever go back to Michigan? Do you go and see your friends, your old friends, your family? Do you spend a lot of time at all there?
Not really. Like all of my like actual close family moved up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Yeah.
Like there's not really a reason to go back to
So
the
you,
hometown.
so you're a Youper?
No, I like I'm not from there. I'm from the mid Michigan
Because
area.
all my family was from Muskegon, Scottsville area. Um, so a lot of my family uh, was and some still are in Michigan, but most of them have kind of migrated to New England. So yeah, it, it's interesting because I feel like I'm such a migrant, like a nomad. Like now that I'm at the 3 years of living here, like in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I have like another year or two, and then I have to move somewhere.
Mhm.
I've been programmed. You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. What do you got going on for the rest of the night? I need to ask you, like, what's on your schedule for a Saturday night?
Uh, honestly, I'm trying to get back on a good schedule and stuff like that. So pretty much as soon as this was done, I was gonna go probably go to sleep.
Okay, all right. I mean, we're gonna wind down here in a few. I'm gonna let the audience kind of ask some questions if they want to throw something in. I know we're kind of doing this a little bit late. I'm always worried about like if I do a shorter podcast with somebody, like it's gonna be taken the wrong way. Like, oh, Unjacked didn't like that person because it didn't go for 3 or 4 hours, and uh,
Well, the thing is like I like doing series. So it's just because a podcast is only like 2 hours long doesn't mean there can't be two, three, or four of them.
oh
Like,
yeah, yeah. No, I treat this so. I look up to Joe Rogan. I may disagree with a lot of things that he says, but as far as like the way he produces content, the way that he engages with his audience and his guests, like it's not uncommon to see Bert Kreischer show up, every 20 podcast or whatever. And I'm hoping that a lot of the guys like you and Havricks and whoever else is going to be on in the future, that it'll be a repeating thing. Like I hope, 6 months or a year from now, we can do this again and like kind of catch up, where the audience is like, oh shit, I want to see what Titan's been up to. And this will be a great way to do that. All right. So
yeah, I like in my personal opinion, I just like talking for like an hour and a half to 2 hours because I feel like that's when like everything's the most amped up, at least for me.
yeah,
Because when it starts getting past that, it just like feels like I'm like not in it as much as I was like for the start.
I like to go until the conversation, has gotten to a point where it's like, okay, I think we got enough out of it today. I like having that long form content, like I said earlier, just because we can dive into different topics that you may not be open to talking about on your stream, or maybe the time, like how many people are going to ask you all the questions I just asked you? Probably a handful, not that many though. Um, and while I'm on the point of questions, for everybody that is tuning in still, at this point, if you want to add any questions, we'll take a handful of questions up to 10. You're welcome to ask either myself or H2K, whatever you want. Titan's right here, so drop it on them. In the meantime, we'll keep talking, and as I see questions coming up, I'll go ahead and we'll answer those. So we have somebody asking if you like DMT. That's a reference to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan always asks people about DMT. I have a feeling that this
So
content doesn't need to go their way, but if you got a question, by all means. Yeah, after this, we're scheduled to play Among Us. So
oh, nice, dude.
yeah, I know you're going to sleep. Otherwise, I'd say feel free to drop by. But yeah, I've been trying to go live on YouTube Saturday and Sunday. So I just reserve it for Among Us Saturday and Sunday. We do it live on YouTube. I feel like it's a great way to kind of force people to go to the channel and be a part of it. I found that Among Us has bolstered my Discord server to 540 members. Do you use Discord a lot?
Nice.
I obviously I know that you have a big Discord, but do you like leverage it? Is it like a big part of your content creation?
Not really. Like, I use Discord to put out when I'm going live. But the main thing that I use Discord for is like to kind of bring the community together as a whole, where people that want to hang out with each other and chat, it's like that's their space. And then in the comment sections and in the live streams, that's like space to where you're with me and like you have my attention. Where on Discord, it's a little bit more like that's the spot to where you guys can like air out your complaints, to where you can get into extra stuff like
So you just kind of
future
do it as
ideas and stuff
like
like that.
everybody can have recess over there. Here's
Yeah,
your little spot. Go hang out. Go get to know each other.
yeah, because that's the big thing about building a community
Yeah.
is like you need to have people get along with each other, and not just you. Because if your people only like you and not your community, then you're not going to be liked as a streamer. So it's like layers. First you need to get people to like you.
Yep.
Then you need to get your community to kind of portray what you want, on your channel, and then your community needs to portray the same message that you have, and then you need to make sure that you're kind of like giving them a pat on the back and supporting what they're doing every time they do it, to kind of like reinforce them that like you're really appreciative of what they're doing. And it just kind of like stacks on top of each other. That's like one thing that I did from the very, very start is I had a really strong foundation on I wanted my channel to be mostly family friendly and positive, not negative. And I don't want like people to feel like they're not welcome. I want everybody to feel like if they leave a comment in the comments section below, like they're no matter what they say, they're it's going to be well received. And that's kind of what I did from the very, very start. It's like I never like went into other people's streams. Well, apart from yours, of course, but I think that I think that was more you like shouting me out every time I went there.
I'm a
But
huge fan of supporting other content creators. When I know, all right, hold on, I won't say what I was about to say. Go ahead, dude.
but yeah, like I never like rated people's content. I went whenever I rated somebody on Twitch, I was just never like subscribe to me or anything crazy like that. Like of course we would do the raid stuff, but it was like it was more along the lines of just like supporting other people, being really positive, being like being a good influence on other people outside of our community, and then on top of that, be supportive of each other. And that's what I've been trying to do ever since I started my YouTube channel, and so far it seems to be going pretty well.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I I neglected my Discord for about 11 months. And it wasn't until I was poking around in it during the holidays, I had a little bit more time on my hands. And I was poking around and I saw how many people were actually in the Discord. And then it clicked. It was like, oh my God, all these people are in my Discord. And like, so I started engaging more. I started like actually typing things into the channel. And I'm sure a lot of people in my Discord probably are like, yeah, we noticed. It hasn't made a difference as far as the stream goes, but I feel like it's a great start to something that's going to be really awesome because I'm cultivating a Twitch community and a Discord community, and you're cultivating a YouTube and a Twitch community. And it sounds like maybe you're not in on your Discord just yet, or if you don't want to, I don't know what your plans are there. I don't know where Discord fits into all of this. I'm trying to figure that out.
Like right now, it just seems like Discord's a really really cool place to like meet and like talk to people outside of the comments. But for the most part, I just get a lot of messages from people asking me how to do stuff, and
Yeah. I know. I've definitely experienced
yeah,
that.
like I do have my occasional peeps that like I'll message back and forth. I'll get messages from a select few people every single day, and it's always nice to see those because it's like they're always like thinking about you and you have your own thing. But it's like the people that like message you out of the blue and they expect you to do this for them. Those are the ones that get me.
9 out of 10 times I won't respond to PMs or DMs, whatever you want to call them. If somebody just
Like
hits me straight up on Discord, I usually just ignore them.
yeah, I'm cool with responding for the most part because I get a lot of people that DM me and they're like, I love what you're doing, I love your content, you're a great inspiration and all that awesome stuff. So of course I'm gonna respond and say thank you. But it's the ones that
That's the
it's
difference. I don't
like
get those.
you're or this didn't work, or can you tell me how to do this? Like I responded to one guy the other day, and he he was like, I don't know how to get these mods to work. I sent him a link to my video because of course I wanted to like give him resources to help him out. And then it just went into him like blowing up my DMs, asking where I got the mods. How do I do this? Is this a virus? Is this gonna ruin my
Holy cow, dude! And
computer?
then it becomes a huge
And I'm
investment.
just, and then it's like at that point it's those people that like kind of pulls me back from the Discord a bit
Yeah,
and brings me a little bit more distant. Because yes, like I want to help you guys out, but that's exactly why I make videos in the first place, is to help you guys out. But when it comes to where I need to spend all of my free time investing into explaining stuff that I've already explained over and over and over again, that's where like I'm kind of like less likely to respond to stuff.
yeah. See, my issue is I don't get those messages that you just talked about. I get a couple once in a while asking me like which bot I use for Among Us, but what my normal one I get is hi. Like that's it. They'll DM me and they'll say hi, and then I'll be like hi, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. We are not doing this, sir. We are not having a casual conversation. Like I don't have time to meet thousands of people like this." And so I have to tell people like, "You can DM me if you need something, but if you're looking for like a casual conversation on a Friday night, I'm not your guy."
Like I'm cool with having a casual conversation every now and then, but it's like when it comes to like trying to explain how to do something over text about something that I've already done,
Yeah, not gonna
then it's
happen.
like, man, and it's like I feel bad by not helping them out, but at the same time, like I'm investing like 4, 5, 6 hours a day into trying to do stuff, if not more than that. On top of that, I have schoolwork,
Well,
and
boundaries,
then
dude. Boundaries.
and then it's like I like to have a little bit of me time to like play Call of Duty, to unwind, to watch other content creators, to get inspiration. And when like I have to spend a majority of my day trying to like play a like tech support, that's what kind of pulls me away from um
I agree with that.
Discord, because I love Discord. I love chatting with people, but at the same time, it's like when I wake up and I have like 50 messages from peeps that it's like few of them are saying hi. It's like, all right, cool. I'll say hi back. That's awesome because it'll make their day. But the ones that are like this didn't work, and I don't know. It's like, is this a virus? And I'm like, I don't know. I've been using it
I don't
for the
have
past
time.
month and a half, and I have no problems. I didn't design it, so I can't tell you if it has a virus or not. Or I'll have the person saying that this gave me a virus. I'm like, well, I have no idea what you did, but I didn't get a virus when I downloaded it. They'll say this doesn't work or this doesn't work, and I'm like, man, like,
You only have so much energy, right? Like you can't soak it in on somebody like that. You got other things to do. Well, dude, I
yeah, and
got to
then
ask you so many questions. I wonder how many people will be jealous that I got to sit down and ask you questions because they didn't. They didn't. I did. Before we wrap it up,
all right.
do you have any like shout outs, anything you want to like mention to anybody? This is going to be on YouTube, of course. Most people know this. I think we've answered all the questions. Go ahead, man. Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to talk about? Of course, I'll put all your links in the description below.
Well, you've already given me like enough plugs and stuff like that. Like, uh, I just think it's fun to sit down and like see a different aspect of content creation, stuff like that. Like, I don't need to plug my stuff
Okay. No,
really.
no worries. Well, I mean, there'll be links. I think we
Yeah.
may have something. Scott, is there something that you want to ask? Don't worry. I've actually been reading your messages, so I just not I don't engage in during the conversation itself. Scott, you got about like 2 minutes. If there's anything you want to ask, and that goes for anybody else in the audience. Otherwise, we'll say goodnight to Titan and look forward to the next session that we do. It's how we become a better creator. Yeah, absolutely. You got to ask questions. And that's what we just did. We just did this for what? 2 hours, 20 minutes. Not bad. Who are your mentors? All right, we can end on that. He's
Um.
that's a great question. We kind of talked about it earlier, but this is probably a little bit more broad. So, in general, in life, or I guess anywhere, however you want to take that.
Like, I never really had mentors. I had a couple of people who taught me some cool stuff, but um I never really like looked up to too many people when because I never really felt like I had to. Because like it would get to a point where the person that I felt was my guiding light, I noticed stuff that they were doing to try and cheat the system, and it's like if you're trying to cheat the system, dude, then I don't want anything to do with you. But as far as like content creation, I do have a select few people that are my go-tos to what I would aspire to be. So I aspire to be like Dr. Lupo. I aspire to be like Wesley, and of course Tim the Tatman. Like those are the three big ones that like really speak to me and what I want to be like, and probably even a little bit better than that.
Yeah, I'll try to take a stab at this as well because he didn't specify who the question was to. But I will say for myself, I also don't have a lot of mentors. I've ever since, I mean, I can remember as a kid, I was always the leader. I was always the follow me type of kid. And I kind of try to blaze a path forward and hope for the best. But I love like conversations like this. Obviously, there have been people in my life, but not famous people or anything. You know, from a content point of view, I look up to Joe Rogan, Hassan Abi. There's a lot of other content creators like that. My YouTube channel is full of them. The different things for different parts of my life. For like my marriage, I'm looking at like different kind of people than I am for like content creation. I don't have a specific mentorship. I have people I respect, but I don't know. That's the best answer I can give. I don't have a list of mentors. I wish I could. Yeah, you put people on.
Yeah, like exactly what Scott said. Like when you put somebody on a pedestal and they don't amount up to your expectations,
Yeah.
then it's like, all right, like you I just put you on a like in a place of honor in my mind. But it's like that's the bad part of like having mentors and people that you put on a pedestal is like it's easy to pick out the good stuff, but once they start leaking out the bad stuff, it's just like I don't know why I even looked up to you in the first place.
Yeah, I definitely have had some people fall from grace. Well, listen, Titan, thank you so much for this,
Mhm.
man. This was an incredible second time that I've had a guest on this. I think this is the future of this podcast. I used to like just reading news and just, talking about my opinion, but I can manage to do the same thing through this mode as well. Except I can do it with other people that are interesting to talk with. So thank you for being one of them. The second guest on the podcast. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed this. The links are down below in the description for the YouTubes. Of course, we did this live on Twitch. And if you want more, make sure you follow both of us. Maybe join our Discord communities. Again, links are below. I appreciate everybody coming up for this. And yeah, we're going to wrap this up. I'll talk Titan off camera just for a sec, and then he can go to sleep. Guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate that. This is another episode, number 26 of Tea with Unjacked. I can't wait for the next one. I don't know who the next one is going to be in the hot seat, but we'll see soon. All right, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.